Hey, were you worried? I know, I didn't get kidnapped, but I was getting a haircut and it got a little crazy. So I'm a bit tardy, but it's okay. We're still going to talk today about motivation versus discipline because it's that time of year. Everyone's made New Year's resolutions, right? Everyone wants to get traction on paying off bills, or maybe it's all about you want to get better with your fitness journey, whatever it is. I'm going to talk to you about my journey today, things that have helped me get traction in my own life and create habits and rituals, because that's what it all comes down to, right? Everyone puts so much emphasis on motivation, and motivation is really short-lived. It's fleeting, right? Everyone's always like, I need my motivation to come back. I do it too. I've been totally guilty of that in the past. You feel like you need this massive catalyst, right, to inspire you and motivate you. But that's like shiny and pretty and sparkly, and that's not real life. Real life happens, and it can kind of beat us up and kick us, and it's easy to get off track, right? And I don't know about you, but for me, it's like I'll take a day off, and then I'm like, well, it's a slippery slope, right? Then you take another day, and then you're like, maybe next month, or maybe next week, or whatever. Is that you? If that's you, my ladies, I want to hear from you. Let me know if you can relate, if that's been your struggle as well. So I used to always think motivation was this magical thing that I needed to get traction in my life. And it occurred to me, after working on my own fitness journey for so long, that it's not about that. It's about deciding that you want it no matter what. That's about showing up every single day, even on the hard days, because it's not always easy. It's not always sexy. It's seriously not what I want to do every single day, but I know that I'm worth it. And I know that the end result is going to pay off. So it's about deciding. It's about creating an intention, right? I'm going to decide, I'm going to show up to my own fitness journey, and even on the hard days, I'm going to make it happen. So I'm going to share a few things that I've kind of figured out that have helped me, and maybe it will help you. Maybe it will help you kind of get some traction. That's what it's all about, right? Getting better every single day, because I feel like none of us are perfect, and if you're aiming for perfection, you're just going to get disappointed and disillusioned. And then you're going to be like, forget it. It's something else that I'm not good at. It's something else that I failed at. And that's just like mean self-talk. Don't bully yourself. Don't tell yourself mean things. You got to be kind to yourself. You got to love yourself. Right? Do you love yourself? How's it going, my friends? So this is what I figured out. You have to decide you want to change. That's the first and biggest piece. Ignore motivation, okay? So you have to decide in your area, in your life right now, are you happy? Are you okay with where you're at? What is it you want to change? And why, good morning, why do you want to change? So that's your first thing, is to figure out your why. And you need to make it emotional. That's what I finally did, was I made my why emotional. It wasn't just, I want to look good in my bathing suit. That's a good start, but you need to make it more specific, and you need to get emotionally connected to that why, so that even on the hard days, even on the days when you have 1,000 things to do, you're going to show up to your own fitness, your own health journey, because it's emotionally connected, right? So maybe you want to be able to go play tag with your kids and not be out of breath. Or maybe you want to just feel amazing in your own skin. Maybe you want to teach your kids that it's not about a certain size of clothes. Like maybe, for me, that was my big driving thing, was I was like, I don't want my girls to know what fat is. Like, we don't talk about that. I don't want them to be focused on a diet or being skinny enough or anything like that. Like, my driving force when I finally decided that I was going to be all in, it wasn't just about me. It was about raising fierce, powerful girls that aren't going to get swayed by society and what Barbie specific goals they should have and they should look like. I wanted them to know that they were strong and they were capable and they could kick ass. And so that was part of my why. I was able to make it emotional and make it kind of not about me. Like, yeah, it is about me, but it was also for them. Like, I'm doing this for them. And once I shifted my perspective and my focus to that and made it more emotionally connected, it really made a difference. Does that make sense? So, true greatness comes from focus and being all in. True results come from focus and being all in. And I am a huge advocate of not being 100% perfect, because that's not realistic. That's just not life. I'm not going to lecture you about that, because that's not how I live my own life. I have made a commitment to myself to show up every single day. So some days I can't give very much. And some days I'll do part of my workout and it's pathetic. Like I limp through it. But there's victory in that because I still showed up. I still did what I could and I pushed however much I could and it was better than none. So reshift your focus. I hear from a lot of people like, well, I just don't have time to do the whole thing, so I should just not do it at all. No, don't sabotage yourself. Still show up, still do what you can. Some is better than none, right? You're still lapping yourself on your couch, right? I think that's how the expression goes. Some is better. Okay, so Michelle says she wants to look and feel feminine, strong. Yeah, totally. That's what it's about. That's what it's about without being scared. Aw, I love that. Thanks for sharing that. Yes, totally. So, Beachbody, I feel like Beachbody sums it up best. Okay, so their mantra is decide, commit, and succeed. And that's really what this is all about. I'm not telling you have to do a Beachbody workout. I just love their little mantra because you have to decide that you're worth it. You have to commit to yourself that you are worth it and that you're going to show up, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's some jumping jacks, even if it's some squats, even if it's a quick walk or run or playing tag with your kids, right? You have to commit to showing up every single day and then you'll have success, but you have to create some habits. So how do you create habits? Okay, well for me, I started to just make, a habit is obviously something you do as kind of a ritual, right? So my first thing I do every single morning after I make my bed is I put on my workout clothes, no matter if I'm going to get my workout in later or right away. And for some of you, that might not be practical because you have to go to a job or whatever, but I'm going to encourage you to get up a little bit earlier and just bang it out. Just bang it out, even if you have to get up half an hour early, because you know when there's something that's on your mind and it nags at you all day long, you spend so much time thinking about it. You waste so much energy thinking, I need to, I have to, instead of just showing up and doing it. So that works for me. Like the other day we went to San Diego and I was like, at first I was like, well, I don't know when I'm going to get my workout in, but I know I have to, right? Even some is better than none. And so I did. I actually got up at like some ridiculous hour. I think Marshall's alarm went off at 4:30 and I got up and I just did it. So yeah, morning is the best time for me, especially because I'm kind of setting myself up for success, right? Like if I take time in the morning, first thing, I'm less likely to make bad decisions. Whereas if I'm like, I'll do it in the afternoon and then things kind of get away from me and you domino and you wind up having maybe something that you don't feel so great about eating and you're like, well, forget it. I've already eaten this or I've already done that. I'm just going to skip it today. So for me, making my workouts more part of my morning has really helped me so much. There's still a lot of days I do them in the afternoon, but I put my workout clothes on first thing and I tell myself, your reward is your shower. Like you're not going to put on sassy clothes until you get that workout in because who wants to change? Maybe that works for you, but for me it doesn't work. So I created that habit where the first thing I do is I make my bed because it's such a satisfying feeling. I know that sounds funny. Give it a try. I talked about this last week, but make your bed first thing. Then it's like you've already accomplished something in your day. Then you put on your workout clothes and then you can go out into your house and make your coffee and greet your kids or whatever. But those little tiny rituals are something that I started doing. I created the habit. I did it every day. They say you have to do something 21 days before it becomes a habit. And so there'll be some days that maybe I don't put on my workout clothes right away, but I really, really strive to do that. So that's something that I've done and it's helped me so much. Another thing that I do every day is personal development. Doesn't have to be a big thing. You don't have to listen to hours of it, but just even in the car, I'll listen to it for 10, 15 minutes. Or maybe I'll even put on a YouTube video in the morning while the kids are having breakfast and it's something empowering, something motivating because there's so much crap out there. It's really easy to get discouraged. You've got to keep filling your cup. You've got to keep reinforcing good feelings about yourself, in yourself, to yourself, right? This has helped me so much. I've created a mantra. That's something that I've taken on really seriously this year. And so I have a mantra. I've printed it off. I've written it on my mirror. And I used a chalk pen. And you can do that too. And it's the first thing I look at. I say it. I put it on my fridge. I say it to myself every time I see it. I say it out loud. Words are so powerful. The things that you're saying about yourself to yourself can either grow you or they can destroy you. So if you're going around saying, you know, I'm so stupid, I'm so dumb, I'm so behind, I'm so overwhelmed, I'm such a bad mom, I am never going to get traction with my finances. We're always going to be broke. Like if that's all you're speaking, that's all you're going to find. It's the law of attraction. It's like what you put out is a boomerang and it's going to come back to you. So initially this might feel really weird and hokey and you might be like, okay, Sarah, whatever. But I swear by it, it really does make a difference. So if you don't know how to start, I'm going to challenge you to take whatever it is you're feeling or saying or thinking about yourself and flip it. So I am organized. I am on top of my life. I am a saver. Favor is coming to me. I am getting traction. I feel motivated. I feel inspired. I can do it. I am strong. I am a good wife. I am a good mother. Whatever it is. But create your mantra and just start saying it every single day. Make it a habit. Make it a habit. Make it something that for now, maybe you need to put a list of it on your fridge. That's okay. Put it in your car. Screenshot it so that it's the cover of your phone, right? So how many times a day do we look at our phone? If you see that, you start to reprogram your mind. It's conditioning, right? You're conditioning yourself. You're creating a new habit, and it's not a bad habit. This is a good habit. This is such an important thing to do and to model for our kids because it's really easy to get inundated with negativity and things that pick you apart, and it's really easy to pick your own self apart. You're in charge of your own bus, though. You get to say, you know what, that's crap. And maybe that's how you've lived for the last however many years. I know for me, I was a really negative Nancy, and that's how I lived my life. Is I thought negative things. I said negative things. And guess what? Negative shit kept finding me. But as soon as I decided, because it's a choice, to be more positive, to speak life into my life, good things start to happen and you start to shift your perspective and you see more good. So that's another thing that you create a habit around, and it's going to help you get traction in your health and fitness because you're saying nice things about yourself. Your body doesn't want to be bullied. There's this quote that I really love, and it's by Elizabeth Gilbert, and it's probably not super pertaining to this, but I think you can shift it. I think you can make it relevant to this. And I framed it. I have it above my desk as my own personal reminder that I'm the driver of my bus and I'm in charge of my life. And what happens to me, it's all about my perspective. It's about what I put out. Here's the quote. Are you ready? You have to participate relentlessly in the manifestation of your blessings. Boom, right? You have to participate relentlessly in the manifestation of whatever it is you want. If you want to feel good in your own skin, I'm not a Barbie proponent. Like I don't go around telling everyone that you need to look a certain way or be a certain size or anything like that. That's yucky and that's not what I'm about. I want you to feel fantastic in your own skin. I want you to feel strong and beautiful and empowered. So we're not all cookie cutters. We're not all going to look the same. And for you, it might be something totally different than for me, and that's okay. As long as you feel good, that's what it all comes down to. So create your mantra, create your new self-talk that you're going to commit to this year, and just if you make it a habit by saying it every single day, by reconditioning your mind. An example of this is like as a little kid, if you have kids, right? Kids hate to brush their teeth. They hate to brush their teeth. But as a parent, it's important to you, right? And so you force them to do it. You make it a habit. And then as we grow into adults, if we don't brush our teeth, they feel scuzzy and gross and it's just yucky, right? Like we all want to brush our teeth. You didn't want to as a kid, but their parents helped you create that habit, and now it's just something that you do every single day. Do you see what I'm saying? Does this make sense? Are you a toothbrusher? I hope so. Totally. Okay, so I have put together 6 things that I would like you to try to implement in your life and see if it helps you get some traction and get some results, because 2017 is totally your year. Whether or not you're going to own it, whether or not you believe that, that's up to you. I can't force you to believe that you're worth it. You have to say, you know what? I'm freaking worth it, and I know that it's not just about motivation, but I'm going to show up to my life, to my journey. I'm going to show up every single day, and I'm going to make stuff happen. Because you're the driver of your bus, right? Okay, so step number 1 is to make your commitment. What's your commitment? What do you want? Is it you want to lose some weight? Is it you just want to feel great in your skin? Is it you want to get on track with your finances? Figure out what your commitment is that you're making to yourself. Okay? Are you going to do it? I want to know. Drop an emoji. Drop a I'm in. I'm going to make a commitment. You can even share it if you're feeling brave. And if you're watching the replay of this, like currently we're live, but at some point, some people are going to watch this after the fact, and you matter. I want to hear what you have to say. I'm going to check back in here and see what you've said, and I'm going to comment on it. So I want to hear, okay? Don't be all secret squirrel in your head. Let me know what's happening with you too. Okay, so step number 1 is make your commitment. Step number 2 is know your why and connect it with emotion, you guys. That's the big aha. Connect it with emotion so you feel so strongly about it. It's not enough to just be like, I just want, oh, here's Gus. Hi, Gus. Are you showing us your why? No, so let me get the cat down. It's kind of distracting. It's not a video unless Gus is around. Say, hi, Gus. Hi. Okay, so know your why and connect it with emotion. I want to feel strong for my girls. I want to show them that they can do anything they want. I want them to know it's not just about being skinny, right? It's about being strong and fierce and a badass. And yeah, I want that for them. And I want to live my best life. I want to be able to like participate in things with them. And I don't want to be so fearful. For me, it was always fear. Like that sounds really silly, but I would shy away from any kind of physical activity because I was fearful. I was fearful of being embarrassed. I didn't want to look stupid. Who cares, right? Who cares what other people think? And I want to raise my kids like that so that they're not caring about what other people think too, but it starts with us. Like we can't tell them to do something unless we're doing it, unless we're showing up. So step number 1 is make your commitment to whatever it is that's your goal. Step number 2 is to know your why and make it emotional so that it drives you even on the hard days, because motivation is fleeting. Motivation is a crock of bullshit, and it's not always there. It's not always there. Step number 3, are you still with me? Is to build a habit into your routine to trigger that. So for me, it's like I get up in the morning, I make my bed, I put on my workout clothes. I get up, then I have my coffee, I drink my water. Like I have those little tiny things built into my day, so I know I need to get it done. And then I feel so much better, right? You feel so good. Even if you didn't do 100%, I still know that I have that victory. I've checked that box. I've showed up to my life. I'm not a freaking victim. I can do it. I can get results. It starts with me, right? So build it into your habit. Number 4 is take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, okay? You got to make sure that you're hydrated. You got to make sure that you're eating. You got to make sure that you're sleeping. And you have to be listening to your body. You've got to be compassionate towards yourself. So some days that means it's a yoga day, or it's a go for a walk day, or it's a, I don't know, do some like meditation day, right? I'm not telling you have to like do CrossFit and do 500 burpees every single day. That's not realistic. That's foolish. Don't do that. Listen to your body and give it what it needs. Your body is this amazing thing, right? Like we fuel up our gas tanks. We make sure that we get our oil changed. Do the same for your body. You can't beat it up constantly. Same with your mind. You can't be constantly saying bad things about yourself and expecting to have a transformation or attraction or lifelong success. I don't preach about a 30-day transformation. My fitness journey, what I come on here and share with you about, it's not about a short-term thing. It's about a life shift. It's about a lifestyle. It's about creating lifelong habits so that you can live your best life, so that you can be your healthiest, happiest self. Totally. That's what I'm all about, okay? So next, step number 5 is find some accountability, because it's really easy to create a goal in our head and keep it there, secret squirrel status, and then never tell anyone. So if you don't have an accountability partner, I want you to tag someone in this. Or if you do have an accountability, tag your accountability person this year and be like, we're going to do this together. Maybe you have an accountability group. Maybe you're in my challenge group. Show up to that. Plug into that. That's your group. That's your place to find what you need. And it's not just about you. This has helped me so much. It's not just about me, right? I've shifted it so that I'm doing it for my kids. I'm doing it to encourage my tribe. Okay? Sometimes you need that, especially for women and moms. We're very driven by other people, and it's really easy to gaff ourselves. But if you decide that it's not always about you, right? Then sometimes we need that. Sometimes it's easier to share because you're doing it for other people. And then along the way, it becomes habit. You create those repetitive things that give you traction, okay? So if you need an accountability partner or a group, find one. Hook up with a coach. You're always welcome to join our tribe if you need it. But accountability is really, really important, because if you just make a goal and you don't ever say it outside of your head, well, then it's really easy to tap out and back off. But if you have skin in the game, if you've owned it, if you've committed, then you're going to have other people that are going to tap you on the shoulder and be like, hey, how's that going, right? It's kind of scary sometimes to do that, to like own it and put it out there. But it really makes a difference. So tag your tribe, tag your people, plug in with someone if you need it, all right? It really makes a difference. And number 6 is reward. This is a hard one for me, but reward yourself. So maybe it's, maybe it shouldn't be a pound goal. Like, I want to lose this much weight or whatever. If that works for you, awesome. But sometimes that can be really discouraging, especially if you hit a plateau or something. I'm all about, if I show up every day for this many days or whatever, if I complete this program and no matter how long it takes me, I'm going to buy myself a new pair of shoes, or I'm going to buy myself a new fun workout shirt or something, or maybe it's a massage. But it's important to sprinkle those rewards in there because you're working hard and you're making new habits. You're creating a new life, right? So you got to reward yourself. It's not all about pushing and working and just being driven and beating yourself up. Like, you got to have some fun. You got to reward yourself. So maybe it's a fun trip. Maybe it's something small, like it's a coffee with a girlfriend. But definitely build in your rewards and follow through with those. Are you like me, where I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this, and then I never do it? Do it. I'm going to do it this year. I've made self-care my personal New Year's resolution. If you want to share what yours is, I would love to hear it if you want to drop it below. But self-care is mine. And so I'm going to start using a massage or a pedicure as my reward for showing up to my life and, choosing me, because we matter. It's really easy to gaff ourselves off. So I am going to give you a call to action. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready for your call to action? I want you to think about your why and a why that has emotion around it. And I want you to do some personal development around that. So right now, our book club, our focus this month is Joel Osteen's The Power of I Am. And I feel like that's a really, really good place to start because the things you say about yourself totally matter. So if you're saying I am dumb or I'm slow or I can never get traction, well, then you never will. But if you start to flip it and even fake it till you make it, I am strong, I am consistent, I can do this, those things, it's what will become into being. So let me know what your why is. I want to hear what your why is. I want to hear what drives you. I want to hear what's pushing you to show up every single day to your journey. Let me know if this was helpful. Tag a girlfriend that you think could use it, and just make the rest of this weekend fantastic and amazing. I know it's the weekend. Everyone's like, woo, woo, I'm going to go have some fun. I want you to have fun, but at the same time, I want you to show up to yourself and take care of yourself, okay? So drink your water, eat good food, move your body. Even if that means it's playing tag with your kids or having fun with the fam. That's what it's all about, you guys. It's not about living in this really strict box where you can't have any fun, where you can't have any wine, where you can't do fun things. It's about living your best life. It's about feeling good in your own skin, and it's about inspiring others along the journey. Truth. All right, my friends, I hope this was helpful. If you're joining us late, go back and watch it. I'm going to go ahead and share it here in a second, and I want to hear. I'll continue to check in and see what all your comments are. So let me know what your why is, what the emotion is around it, if you're going to tag an accountability partner, if you're going to freaking show up to your life, because 2017 is your year, but you're the driver of your bus. So it's up to you. Nothing magical is going to happen until you decide that you're freaking worth it. And I'm telling you today that you freaking are. You're awesome too, Brenda. Thanks for coming. All right, my friends, I will see you soon. Make it count.